Detroit Golf Club. This is the tee on 7 with Rickie Fowler. Leader by 2.
This one down the right-hand side. Might need a bounce.
He liked it back there. And another beautiful drive. He has not missed a fairway today. Total confidence right now in that golf swing.
8.
Taylor Moore is in a bit of trouble down the right side off the tee. So he's left himself this for his 3rd. Up and over. Try and turn a little bit back towards the hole. All things considered, very nicely judged.
You mentioned this 7th, Nick, is playing the easiest hole on the golf course, but it's been a hard fairway to hit.
It's tight. You don't want to be down the left side either.
Oh, it looks like a hallway from back on the tee.
It sure does. There are some huge trees up that left side that even if you're in the left side of the fairway, that'll be a layup. But even in the fairway on the left side there, you've got to deal with some huge trees up ahead.
Malnati for the save at the par 3 ninth. Okay, good scramble there. Another good front 9. Peter would just like to keep playing the front 9 here at Detroit Golf Club. Keep putting up these little 32s, 31s. 3 out of 5 players thus far, on average this week, have put it in the fairway at number 7.
Time for Hadwin and Pendrith to start making a move here.
They did yesterday on Canada Day.
A nice soft bounce there, kept him in the fairway.
Got him in the last group, but Hadwin is 1 under for his round. Pendrith 1 over. This 8.
Hasn't been a great season for Lucas, but he's playing lovely here and finds another birdie. That has been his strong suit this week. The putter hasn't always been the case for the former US Open champ. Prolific ball striker through his career. Finding the solution so far, though. Adam Schenk. Approach to 10, and this is just a naughty flag in the back left corner. No room behind it. But somehow he squeezes into it.
Yes. Boy, having a little wedge after a great drive really made a difference there.
Great approach from Harman on 8. This to get to 18 under, and he does. Whops it in with that walk. He's got to pay excess baggage fees for that thing when he takes it week to week, surely.
This is the 12th, and this is Keegan Bradley, the winner last week. Not too bad after an emotional win last week. Keegan Bradley's played well this week.
He has, still has that putter going. Yeah, after all the pressure of going through that win last week in Hartford, it's just a good tournament here again in Detroit. So he's got that momentum up.
He's only 37 under his last 7.5 rounds here.
That
there
putter,
it is, it's back.
You got to praise that putter.
It was not handed off with such regalness earlier this week, but it's back. 8.
Nicely tidied up by Taylor Moore. It's a 2-putt par in the end. Steady away, 3 under.
Hey, guys come out here with aim point and have success, so maybe guys will start treating their putter that way. And you'll see more guys doing that.
That will never happen. They just don't behave well enough, often enough to deserve it. Schenk for birdie. That one does, though. Deserved it. It was a brave approach. Nice run, 4 in a row.
What do you do with the putters that don't behave? You tie them to the back of the car on the way to the airport?
They're all having a very good conversation in many garages around America.
You put them away in 2 pieces. That's what you do with them. Morikawa, approach to 8.
Yeah, it's from 107 yards, trying to get it on that back shelf.
This is 7, and Aaron Rai. His putt hasn't been able to get anything going today. 1 over par for his first 6 holes, and that gets him back to even for the day, 17 under. And you go even the first 7 holes here, and you feel like everybody's just been in the left lane blowing past you.
That's for sure. You got to take care of these par 5s. There's no doubt about that. 4 par 5s, par 72.
Let's not forget the finish of this golf course. Somebody can run 4 or 5 under those last 4 or 5 holes. So just be in position and maybe get a hot putter down the stretch. We've seen that in past years here. Pendrith down the fairway. Second shot.
And 248 to the hole location in the front. And this is, boy, I'll tell you what, this is, I would consider this kind of a cupcake hole location today. just in this front left side. Clear those trees down the left-hand side, but you got to be careful of the trees on the right.
He's got this work in the right direction.
Boy, this looks pretty good, Kurt. Oh.
That's down there where Morikawa just was. Morikawa almost made his pitch shot just a few minutes ago from down there.
That's not a hard one. Adam Hadwin did lay up, by the way, guys. Clear down the right-hand side. He's in good shape.
Get that tee shot in the bunker before we come back for Fowler at 7 for his second. We'll go to the 9th and Taylor Moore. Try to rifle one back there.
He hit it right on line. Yeah, that's the fear of going long right there when guys come up 30 feet short.
Well, Nick mentioned it earlier. Rickie has crushed the par 5s here this week. He's 22 under. Half of that 22 under coming on the par 5s.
And made a great move here because he got lift clean in place. He took the ball the full amount that he was allowed to left, so he's clear of these trees on the right-hand side. So if he wants to play a draw into this flag, he can. Now he hung it.
Sure did. Almost looked like on that swing he was a little concerned about that tree short left and going to make sure he got it up in the air, and he blocked it. That tree right there can cause some problems.
That's the one thing with that flag stick. It's like curling. For those of you who are curling fans, it's guarding the house. You got to work it around there to get it in there.
Got plenty of green to work with from over there. If you're going to miss, that's the spot.
Lead by 2. As we said, it's been 4 years, almost 5 months, Rickie Fowler, since he's last been in the winner's circle. Could all change later on today. Leads by 2 at the moment in the rain in Detroit. Hadwin's 3rd at the 7th. Tee shot in the bunker, layup to here.
Trying to use that slope. This is brilliant.
Nice.
This is brilliant.
You get a little bit of sense of why, even though hitting the fairway has been hard, this hole has yielded a ridiculous amount of birdies for the week. Not the case at the 9th. Tough par 3. Taylor Moore's got a long one here.
Uphill for the most part the whole way, so you got to keep the speed up if you want to give it a chance. And he did. That's really good speed.
We'd mentioned a couple of times the pitch of the green, so many back to front Donald Ross designed golf courses. That's one of the hallmarks of these courses over the years. And Rickie Fowler coming up short and right on the par 5s. Going to wait for Hadwin to mark as he looks at his 3rd. Aaron's gotten a peek.
Yeah, the lie doesn't look great, and I would say that this would be a lot more difficult if it hadn't rained. But since it has rained, this is just basically an open face splash shot, almost like you're in a bunker.
Came out a little hotter than he wanted, but almost got some good luck right there.
I was surprised he didn't open that blade up a little more, Kurt.
Yeah, he was playing more of like a straighter face runner there.
Peek here, almost eagle number 2 of the week. Got the hole instead of the flagstick and runs on a few more. Pendrith now.
Okay, that works. He needs something good to happen. He needs to make that 4-footer for birdie.
Pop ahead 1 to the 8th.
A chance for Morikawa to get within 2.
Yeah, not much break in this putt. Got it on the proper level, more importantly here. Good luck.
Shrug.
Center cut.
Yeah, back-to-back birdies now for Morikawa. He's got some momentum going.
To the 11th. 235. All the way back in the left corner. Shank. Very direct approach. Oh, and he finds it easy.
What a
shot that is.
And back at 7 for Fowler. Try to get to 3 under for the first 7 holes here in the quest to win.
All the putts are important, obviously, Mike, on a Sunday, but some, become more important as the day goes on. I actually believe for Rickie, this is kind of an important one, to maintain that momentum and to really keep the guys understanding, hey, I've got my good stuff today. Little on the left side.
That's another one.
Yeah.
That is 3 birdies in the first 7 holes. Ideal start. Rickie Fowler started the morning leading by 1. He now leads by 3.
Doing exactly what he had in mind at the start of this round. That stroke looked really good, by the way. That ball went right in the middle of the hole.
For Hadwin, 1 under for the round, and Pendrith 1 over. As we said earlier, you're in that Sunday last group. The guy you're trying to catch is right there next to you, and he's sprinting ahead of you.
One thing I like about, the way Fowler's played these first 7 holes, on a day like this, especially with lift clean in place, he knew he had to keep the pedal down because someone's going to shoot a good score out there today.
Yes.
So there's a little bit of pressure knowing that you can't shoot 2 or 3 under probably today and win if you're Rickie Fowler, and he's doing a great job of keeping that pedal down and making some birdies.
And putting the pressure directly on these 2 he's playing with, Kurt. Now the pressure just ratchets up for these guys. They don't feel like they can miss from here on out because they know Rickie's playing well and he's backing it up.
Pendrith.
All 3 of these guys are playing the 7th hole really well. They're all going to walk away with birdies here. Adam Hadwin just maybe 18 inches left.
His hole has been like watching an episode of Oprah's old show. You get a birdie and you get a birdie. They're giving them away here. There have been 245 birdies made by the field here this week. More birdies than pars. And I'm not even talking about the 20 eagles that have been made here at the 7th. So everybody walks away with 1. And the margin remains 2. Hadwin alone in second. Morikawa 2 groups ahead. 3 back. This is the 10th.
Peter Malnati trying to keep things going here. Having a good day. So much to play for. 6 weeks left. There's 8 tournaments in there until they get to the playoffs. And of course, we know it's the top 70 is the big number this year to make it through. It used to be 125 to get into that first FedEx Cup playoff event. So it's going to be a big back 9 for Peter. At 114, there's plenty of work to do in the FedEx Cup race. To the 8th tee, and it is a hole, Aaron, that gives you plenty of options here.
It does, and Rickie has decided to take the option of less than driver and just kind of play to the top of the hill. Hopefully take that bunker out of play on the right-hand side. Take that tree, overhanging tree as well on the right-hand side out of play. Just a wedge left in if you can find the fairway.
All right, Rickie.
This is brilliant, another good one.
Almost like just a little chip of a swing to get that ball in play.
Total control right now,
Yeah.
Kurt.
Safety bunt for Rickie Fowler into a nice position. And as you were saying, stress-free so far, which is how you like your Sundays. They don't tend to come around that often. Hadwin next.
Same tact. He's going to take the 3-wood and play to that, hopefully play to that for him, to that left-hand side of that fairway, just like Rickie did.
If he's going to get it on the left-hand side, this better be a draw.
Now he went for the fade.
Yeah, he did.
Down the middle. Excellent.
Just on a little bit of that upslope, is going to increase that spin coming into the green. You know, the challenger trying to control it, especially for this back right flag. That's where the real work's going to happen with the approaches here. And it's an iron for Pendrith.
Yeah, well, he should be the longest in the group, although Rickie's got it going right now. He's actually outdriven Taylor a couple times. That's another good one. Just up the left-hand side.
Stunning approach from Schenk to the par 3 11th. This would be for a rare 2 here. Everything but in. Just a par 3. He's 4 back right now, but Rickie so far is making it really hard for them to catch him.
It is time now for today's Comcast Business Tour Top 10. We've been talking about the players who are trying to find their way on the FedEx Cup list, but these are the guys at the top 10. And just a week ago, that very emotional in New England for New England win for Keegan Bradley. He's at 5th. All those guys have won a bunch of times this year. Rahm and Scheffler and Max Homa, who's, as mentioned, in the field this week and safely inside the Comcast Business Tour Top 10. The play at the 8th.
And Pendrith up first from 150. One of the good things about this position is it won't have a ton of spin on it from that yardage. So a decent amount, but drags it back almost pin high. Outside look for birdie for him coming up.
Over at the 9th, Collin Morikawa missed the green. Second shot's had a really good first 9. 4 under so far.
Good break staying in that lighter rough. Made this shot much easier than that 4-inch stuff just behind him there.
To our leader.
Perfectly placed for Rickie Fowler. 121. Can he dial in the distance? Just when it was going to put the spin on, gets to that fringe and it chucks it off to the collar. Mind you, that is right in the Fowler range, that one.
So somewhere between that 13 and 16.
Yeah.
Feel like it should come in.
I like coming down
Just a hair above.
on that green, spiny stuff. All right.
All those hours these guys spend on the range hitting their numbers using the devices, it's so much easier in the modern day game than it used to be. He knows exactly in his body what this feels like to propel the ball 113. Can he do it on Sunday when it really matters? Yes, he can. That's a beauty from Hadwin. A few moments ago, over at 15, Max Homa, even earlier tee time than he'd have been hoping for. 12 under though. Front right flag here, 140. In behind it, and in it goes. Hole in one for Homa. His second career ace on the PGA Tour. That is our third hole-in-one, 15, Rocket Mortgage Classic. And they were begging for it. That pin position was rife for a hole-in-one today.
You know about the mic drop, that's the tee drop. I am out. The only bummer is he's done playing the hole before 14, that area 313 challenge, because they would have made an eagle at any point this week. The hole-in-one's the hard part, right? There's a $313,000 donation. He made a couple of birdies, but not an eagle at 13, but drops it there with the ace. That is the all-time Max Homa reacts to an ace.
The ball found a homer, Mike.
There you go. That was cool.
That was a bad joke on it. That was bad.
It's Sunday. It's dad joke. It's dad joke time.
It's been a long
okay.
week.
I know.
It's raining.
All right. You're waiting to go back to your side of the pond for a couple of weeks. So, nobody will remember. Okay. Now we're back with that last group over here at the 8th.
Relative tranquility of the 8th after that moment from Max.
Guys are checking out the players on 9T there, teeing off.
And putt is in the hand here, Kurt, for Rickie from that little collar.
It's interesting. I mean, it's, you could argue that's, other than his driver, that's been his best club here over the last six, 8 months. So why not?
He does tend to pop quite a few of these ones in, though, with the wedges around the greens, the simple little chips. There's no one better, really, than Rickie. However, this is what he's committing to, and as you say, this putter has been behaving really quite nicely in recent times. Up the hill to start. It took a little hop. Just took the pace off it.
Just the way he was sitting up there. I'm with you with what he was thinking with the putter there. Hop right away.
Sure did.
Yeah. Also, these shots from the side, you really get to see. We've talked multiple times about the characteristics of a Donald Ross course, the front to back, the big greens and the movement. Really see it here at the 8th. And some excitement, too. Max Homa. A lot of the fans who are watching on the back nine were walking with Max, and they got a moment to remember. Max Homa with the ace. And the California cool reacts. At the 15th, got Max to 14 under par. Oh, on the edge of the top 15. Savor it. Keep it.
We've seen this putt from Morikawa. Now it's the same outcome for Adam Hadwin. Beautiful birdie, and he gets within one. Holding pace with Rickie Fowler. Bit of clean-up work for Rickie. It's just for a par. Missed opportunity, I have to say, from a perfect tee shot. Wedge in hand into this par 4 from just about 120. Also 3 under for the day, 1 clear.
And you mentioned it before, Fowler, the attention, the popularity, 5 wins. We talked about his drought, but good point made by Kurt with Adam Hadwin back to 2017. It's been so long since his last win, so he's trying to end a long drought as well. Yuan from across the green at the 9th.
Good run at it there. Just a hair too much speed to take the extra break, but Carl's a rookie out here trying to make the playoffs for the first time.
Hadwin is now backing up his great round yesterday with a good start. 63 for Hadwin, 3 under for the round. Yuan tied for the second best round yesterday, 64, but he's going to be even for his first 9 holes.
Impressive, though. Excuse me, sorry,
Okay.
Mike. Impressive what both Fowler and Hadwin have done. You know, they're both 3 under through 8 holes, no bogeys.
Right.
Kind of feels like, probably not yet, but it's getting close to those two guys sort of match play.
Unless Morikawa can make some loud noises on that back 9. Last group waits on 9T. Fowler 1 clear of Hadwin, Morikawa 3 back. To the 9th, and Peter Quest. Tie for 4th if he makes it, Kurt.
Yeah, he is doing a good job of hanging in there, even giving himself still a chance, an outside chance to win going into that back 9. That's all you can ask for, especially for a Monday qualifier.
No kidding. Love this story. Winner at BYU, getting it done out here. This is the 10th.
Right in his wheelhouse. Morikawa, wedge in hand, that flag. Tricky one. It's got to be pinpoint. Of course he is. Delightful shot. His race isn't run, that's for sure.
I'm telling you, don't put past a terrific back 9 for Collin Morikawa and posting a number. This could get exciting here down the stretch. 1 back, Hadwin.
212 yards to that whole location in the back. Back left runs away just a little bit. He's not going to quite get all the way back there.
I think if he has a chance to win, Nick Taylor should just get himself here to be tackled on the 18th green. Reverse what happened after that unbelievable 70-plus footer that Taylor made to win the RBC Canadian. That dramatic win in his home country. Been so good for Rickie. Still leading only by 1. Tee shot here at 9.
Good one here. He could get all the way back there. That 5-iron. It looks like a good swing.
He's turned to that. Oh, yeah.
Really good. That's aggressive. He's definitely playing to win. He could have taken 6-iron and said, you know what, middle of the green is fine here. I've got a 1-shot lead, top par 3.
But can you do that with Hadwin right there? You're playing so well.
You definitely got to keep the pedal down, just like we were talking about earlier.
All par so far on 11, which is a result for Taylor Moore. That's turning at that back left flag. And not too much either. Almost in the same spot that Schenk found himself. Hardest hole so far today. Understandable with that flag and its yardage.
Rickie's water bottle, like Linus's blanket, just been there constantly after shot after shot after shot for the last few weeks. Really enjoyed watching, and the players said it too, an old school golf course. Colt Knost had mentioned on the CBS broadcast yesterday, Donald Ross design. There are several in this area. He had mentioned Franklin Hills. There's Groseal Golf and Country Club, Western, Barton Hills. I've been out there for a quarter century. It's a wonderful Donald Ross course that's been restored. And of course, Oakland Hills, which has seen so much golf history over the years. 6 U.S. Opens, 3 PGAs. You see the U.S. Women's Open in 2031 and a return of the Men's Open in 2034. So a lot of great Donald Ross golf courses in this area. This is a fabulous state for the sport of golf, all the way up to the tip of the mitten and down here in Metro Detroit. And these fans are really out in good numbers to see if Rickie Fowler can close the deal.
And just a kind of a recap of what he's done through these almost 9 holes. He hasn't missed a fairway yet today. He's missed 1 green in regulation. He hasn't made a bogey. He's 3 under par. To me, he's doing exactly what he set out to do when he teed it up out there on Sunday.
That wraps up our coverage window for now with Kurt Byron, Nick Daugherty, entire team, Mike Tirico. Thanks for watching Rocket Mortgage Classic as coverage continues over on CBS later today.
So let's get right out to the action at the 11th hole in Dottie Pepper.
Collin Morikawa looking to break a winless streak of his own for par at the difficult 11th and gets it.
That is huge with holes running out and being 2 behind.
Let's go to 10.
And Rickie Fowler got a great front 9, 3 under. Colt Knost with this group.
He's doing what he's got to do today, Frank. Has missed just 1 fairway and 1 green.
Great effort there. And hopefully this is the calm before the storm. Not much wind out there right now.
And Frank, you look what he's done to this back 9 this week. So far, 13 birdies and an eagle.
Might have to do it again today, judging by the look of the leaderboard right now. So Fowler stays on top by just a single shot. And of course, Colt, we talked about it yesterday too. What a great year for the Canadians. And once again, we have another Canadian with a potential of winning another event. This time it's Hadwin.
Played an unbelievable round of golf yesterday. But I really think that win by Nick Taylor has motivated Adam Hadwin. Other than the fact he got tackled on the 18th green.
Yeah, that was some celebration. Remember that elusive club too, the sub 60 club. So he can make birdies in a hurry.
This from just over 30 feet should be moving from his right to left.
Trevor, the course is holding up well, too.
Yeah, it sure is. Look, the grounds crew have done an incredible job over the last couple of months with all the adversity they've faced. If we can just get through this final 9 now, really tip my cap to the job that they have done.
What little rain there's been, too, has simply taken the defense out of the golf course.
Rickie Fowler, a 1-shot lead. The last time he won, 2019, the WM Phoenix Open. Scotty Scheffler was still on the Korn Ferry Tour. Collin Morikawa, a college student. And the Rocket Mortgage Classic did not even exist yet. That's how long it's been. As we welcome you to the 18th Tower with Trevor Immelman, I'm Andrew Catalan. Rickie fell all the way down to number 185 in the world. He has worked his way back. He might get through today. If he does, what would that mean in your mind to Fowler?
Yeah, so much. Look, that graphic adds some great context to it, doesn't it? In a lot of ways, it reminds me of what Brooks Koepka said after winning the PGA Championship not long ago, saying that that win was his sweetest, purely because of how far he had fallen with his health, with his game, to be able to come back and then get on top again. I feel a lot of similarities with what Brooks said and what he went through and what Rickie is doing here. Like you said, he had fallen so far down the rankings, wasn't really a part of the conversation at all. And his brilliant play throughout this season, culminating with the possibility of a win here, it absolutely could validate all the work that he's put in with Butch Harmon.
But how about the mentality today, knowing we already saw the Max Homa hole-in-one, there are scoring opportunities coming in. You got to put the foot down on the gas if you're Rickie to try to get this home.
Yeah, look, there's no doubt about that. I mean, this is the point of the season, a stretch of golf here where guys know they have to go low. We had 23 under last week. It looks like it's going to eclipse that this week. And at the Rocket Mortgage, 3 of the 4 times we've had this event, the winning score has been 23 under or better. So guys know they've got to get out there. What they need to watch for on the second 9, though, is that 6 of the 9 hole locations are in the back half of the green. And with the greens being that receptive, you're going to need great spin and distance control if you want to get it close to those back hole locations and keep making birdies.
Should be a great finish with Fowler ahead by 1. Right now over Adam Hadwin, and Morikawa only 2 behind as he is set to go at the 12th tee. And Mark Immelman is with this grouping.
Thank you, Andrew. Fairway pinch is about the 300-yard range, and there's that patented fade showing up again.
And Morikawa stays in the fairway at the par 4 12th. A little bit more about this gorgeous Detroit golf club. The architect, Donald Ross. We told you about Sam Moynihan and the job that his crew did with the storm cleanup after some bad storms rolled through last Sunday into Monday. Also, you think back to the spring when vandals damaged the 11th and 12th greens, putting chemicals on the greens there. They had to rebuild that. And the members have been using temporary tees, and it looks fantastic. This crew has done a wonderful job. Let's go out to the 13th hole.
And Taylor Moore is 4 under for his round so far today. Slight dogleg right. Interesting follow through there. Has one of the slowest rates of closure going through. So he tries to keep the club face very square through the hitting area, despite the wayward one. Down that left side. Might be far enough left to still have a second shot as we go to 11.
And the Monday qualifier, Peter Quest, made a 2 on every par 3 on this golf course yesterday. That is some kind of great work. Trying to close within 3. Green a touch slower. Andrew mentioned the vandalism the sod brought in from Western Pennsylvania, so much like the turf that was already here, but it is still a little tender, a little young, a little slow.
Huge couple hours ahead for Peter Quest, not just trying to get a win out here on the PGA Tour, but a top 10 gets him straight into next week at the John Deere Classic.
Doesn't have any status even on the Korn Ferry Tour, elected to try to more often qualify on the PGA Tour, thinking that might kind of accelerate his journey. And so far, it's been a pretty darn good one. Just 25 years old, been a pro for 3.5 years. Now Aaron Rai. Not off to a great start today, but he's seeing some good things come of his game lately. Pretty solid ball striker. His scoring goes with this club. There's just that touch of speed.
Exactly what you were talking about. When it came off the putter face, I thought it had enough to get there comfortably.
Even par, and it does feel like you're looking at people passing you in the left-hand lane. Go to 12.
And the second for Morikawa.
Right hole location. And that sets up perfectly for his shot shape. 7-iron.
Whew, looks like a nice line.
I'll tell you what, he's got that golf swing in good working order, Trev.
Okay. Now got to find a hot putter for the next few holes.
Big look coming up for birdie from Morikawa.
Adam Hadwin on the hole that's been second toughest all week and second toughest today.
And they've got it all the way stretched out today, Dottie. 234 yards. But the wind absolutely not blowing one bit. It's like playing in Ford Field right now.
Like playing in a dome.
Got it teed up all the way on the right-hand side, but I think still going to try and hit the draw.
Lots of 5s and 6-irons here so far today.
That's a real solid shot.
Yeah. Beautiful flight.
That is drippy, smooth tempo, too.
Trevor, I feel like we say it every week, but Adam Hadwin, another guy that works with Mark Blackburn.
I know, and they've done a great job. Completely changed his position at the top with the club face much more square.
Now, Rickie.
He's just looked so calm all day, swinging with so much confidence.
Just one green miss, eh, Colt?
That's correct.
4-iron in hand. I don't think he needs every bit of this.
This one trying to draw towards the center of the green. That'll do.
Just fine. Safe. Smart.
What I really like about Rickie's swing right now is I can see all the speed down at the bottom, right around impact.
Rickie Fowler, a one-shot lead over Adam Hadwin, but Morikawa has a birdie putt coming up at the 12th. The final round of the Rocket Mortgage Classic. And you're watching it right here on CBS. Back at 12, Morikawa just inside 10 feet for birdie.
Little break to the right, should not be that fast downhill.
There's another. 4 birdies in his last 6 holes, and Collin Morikawa is just 1 off the lead.
That nice par save at 11 sure was handy as well.
To 13.
Lucas Glover, just under 130 yards. Ball striking's never an issue. Sorted out the putter this week as well. Different style, different technique. And with that, another great chance for a birdie. 15.
And Keegan Bradley on the tee. We already saw a hole-in-one here earlier today. Max Homa with the ace. Top tracer by Trackman. This is going to be a fun hole to watch this afternoon.
That front right just getting peppered. Bradley loves this hole. He's made a couple birdies here already this week.
Back to 13.
Well, it looked like he was in jungle off the tee. Taylor Moore. Now that's cardinal sin there,
Sure
not getting
is.
it back in play. Fortunately, the flag is on the right, so might have a little bit of a room. Back to the beautiful par 3.
Beautiful and long par 3, 11th. Rickie Fowler with a putt for birdie.
And Dottie, with these conditions, I feel like this is the one hole you just really want to try to make par and move on. The rest of them, it's go time.
Little wiggle to the left.
Ball just hugging the ground beautifully.
How good
Great
is that speed? You bet. That takes the stress off. Now put it into overdrive again. Got by the 11th. Just love that it's been kind of flat water. Even when he made the real long putt on the first 9, there wasn't a high and low of emotion.
Tonight at 6 Eastern on CBS Sports Network, catch the WNBA, the Liberty. They take on the Storm in Seattle.
Big shot here at 13 now. Third shot for Taylor Moore. Really, at this stage of the event, 3 behind, must get it up and down. Oh, well played.
just so good having to deal with that ridge that bisects the green. Landed it right into the base of it to kill some of the speed.
15.
Let's see if Keegan Bradley can knock in a birdie at the par 3.
This putter sure has been behaving over the last couple of weeks.
Keegan's got it to 15 under. Some similarities between Bradley winning last week and Fowler potentially winning today. Keegan won his 6th. It would be Rickie Fowler's 6th career win. As we go to 11.
And Adam Hadwin with a putt to tie the lead.
A lot of Canadians in the crowd. This would get them going.
Not very far from the bridge or the tunnel. Great support for the Canadians here. Canada Day, of course, yesterday.
And
really good 3 there.
Well, there's already been 4 Canadians to win on tour this season. That's a PGA Tour record. Nick Taylor, of course, the memorable one to win the RBC Canadian Open, but Corey Connors, Adam Svensson, Mackenzie Hughes also champions this year, and now Hadwin and Taylor Pendrith have a chance to add their name to the list. So what a season for the Canadians on the PGA Tour. Of course, the Nick Taylor win, it comes with Adam Hadwin at the end as well, doesn't it, Trevor?
It sure does. I mean, what a brilliant afternoon of golf, the long playoff, and the hometown guy with the walk-off eagle.
Hadwin was asked yesterday if he needs to carry his tour credentials around on the grounds. Now, he doesn't have to do that anymore. They know who he is after he got tackled.
Here it comes. Oh, boy. I'll never forget what Jim Nance said. Adam Hadwin has just been tackled on the 18th green. Didn't think I'd ever hear that in the golf broadcast.
Jim got the NFL season going early with that one. Both Hadwin and Taylor grew up in Abbotsford, British Columbia, played out of Ledgeview Golf Course, where his father managed the course and taught lessons. Those two well connected. To 13.
Now, Morikawa.
Something down the left center, peeling to the right would be good. Range is now beginning to fall, Frank.
Hopefully it doesn't fall too heavy. That's not too bad, too. Just going back to that putt, too. That's the longest putt ever made in a playoff on the PGA Tour. Now, there's been chip-ins and shots holed, but the longest putt, 72 feet. So Morikawa safely in the fairway. Back to the man tackled.
Might have proved something to himself about his toughness as well.
Trevor, Mark is 100% right. This rain is starting to fall, and it's getting pretty heavy.
All right.
Oh, and he has lost this way right towards the gallery.
And when it starts to rain at a heavier clip like this, it's one of the things that causes anxiety for professional golfers is when the face of the driver starts to get wet. Easy for that ball to slide off to the right.
13.
That's the new putting style for Glover.
What a change it's made. Outside the top 180 for the last 2 seasons in putting. 12th so far this week.
Well, Fowler said yesterday the key would be to keep it in the fairway today. He's done a very good job of that so far.
Has missed just one so far, but this headed towards that bunker for the 2nd day in a row.
Yeah, it's in there too.
Okay, it just crept away from the lip, though. I think he's going to be able to get it on the green from there.
Fowler holding on to a 1-shot advantage in Detroit at the Rocket Mortgage Classic. Adam Hadwin making his way down the 12th fairway, behind by 1. As we take a look at our FedEx Cup summary and the highest ranked Canadian players in the standings this season, Nick Taylor in the top 10. You see Hadwin at 51st, but we touched on it before. What a big year for the Canadians. And here you see the FedEx Cup standings with Jon Rahm continuing to lead the way by a slim margin over Scottie Scheffler. Out to 12, and Peter Quest has this putt for birdie. His 10th career PGA Tour start, and he drops it in.
This is a great story right here.
Moves into a tie for 4th. As Trevor pointed out before, if he finishes in the top 10, he gets into next week's field at the John Deere Classic. 13.
That's a big save. After being in trouble off the tee, so he hangs tough. 3 back. Already won on the PGA Canada Tour and Corn Ferry Tour in his first win this year. The Valspar to 12.
Cole, what does it look like for Adam Hadwin here at 12?
I've definitely seen worse lies this week. He's got the grain of the grass going with him, which I think will help a lot. Should have no problem getting there. He has 199 to the hole, 185 to the front, which is what he's got to cover because there is that false front short.
He's got to make sure you don't miss right here, Colt.
Yeah, you're right, Trevor. Right is definitely no good at all. Short would be best, but anything in the middle of the green here would be great.
Yeah, TV tower would be ideal. You could see the 5 on the bottom of the club.
That came out pretty good, just a little left of it.
Is it gonna stay? Yeah, it does.
Good shot there on the green for Hadwin. Good dialogue with his caddy, Joe Cruz. Another look.
Let's see how much water pops up. Yeah, and that's what these guys are having to guess through, is how much water gets into those grooves.
Now Fowler.
Come on, Rickie.
That's 7-iron for Rickie off a really nice lie, coming in low and just a hair to the right, Trev.
Oh, 2 shots in a row now. He has left the face open and missed to the right. If he could just have that ball on the upslope, he may have a better chance to get up and down.
Up to 13.
Well, there's already been a 2 here today. A hole you can attack.
Has to fashion something. That's clipped the tree, but come out top spinning, Frank. Fortunately.
Wow, clipped the tree. Huge divot as well. Big pelt out there, so maybe lucky just to stay on the green. So we're in Detroit. One of the greatest players ever to come from here, Calvin Peete. He won a dozen times. None better than the 1985 players. We're at the Rocket Mortgage Classic. A lengthy one here at 13 for Morikawa.
Up and over rise about 2/3 of the way to the cup. Okay.
A little bit of work there. That's a little bit of curl to it. 12.
And we're live with Fowler's 3rd.
Perfect lie on the upslope.
Has some angle at least.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was beautifully played. He's 0 for 2 in sand saves so far this week, so that money right there at the right time. On the upslope, lie is clean. That club face way open.
I mean, that's one these guys make look so easy.
Yeah, they just throw that right hand underneath through impact.
To 13.
And Quest now. Job in front. Needs to get lucky. That's not good. That's pretty close to where Taylor Moore was, and he didn't have much from over there. I imagine Quest will either. Good tournament for him, though. 12.
And Hadwin surveying the green with a long birdie chance coming.
And he had a big smile on his face walking up to the green when he realized his ball was going to stay. I mean, it comes up 2 inches shorter, Trevor. This thing's going to roll 10, 12 yards off the front of the screen.
I know, quite fortunate that it hung up there. What do you got for line here now, Colt?
Not a whole lot in it, moving some to his right, but these greens, you know, continue to soften, going to get a little slower. It's just all about the speed for Hadwin.
Yeah, and like Dottie was saying earlier, this is one of the greens that was resodded, so about a foot slower than the majority of the others. So he's going to have to give this a good whack up the hill.
He made 334 feet worth of putts through the first 3 rounds. That was the most in the field. Looking to roll in a long one here for a share of the lead, but comes up short.
And this is definitely the hardest it's rained all day.
See, Pendrith has gone for the rain jacket. Morikawa hasn't. Hadwin hasn't. Is that because of the humidity out there, Colt? Is it hot?
It's a little humid, but this rain, like I said, it's coming down pretty good right now, so not surprised to see him go with the jacket, but I hated playing in a rain jacket.
Yeah.
Feels like it just gets in the way.
Did you remember to bring your rain jacket today, though?
I did actually have it on right now, and it's rather hot.
Steaming out there.
There's Rickie with his caddy, Ricky Romano. Both men standouts at Murrieta High School in Southern California, as Pendrith has a birdie putt.
Been a slow start for him. See if he can turn it around. Ooh.
So now 2 birdie putts have come up short here at the 12th green.
Hadwin's I can understand, but from that kind of distance from Pendrith, not a good putt at all.
Still even on the day as we go to 13.
Little tricky one here. Left turn. I know he's putting better, but I think it starts with a heading for Morikawa. Shot shape. And he gets those juices flowing again too. And an experienced caddy. Got to keep those clubs dry. Got to be the last things to get wet come the end of the day.
Now Hadwin to remain 1 back. Three under on his round as he makes his way over to the par 4 13th. And now Fowler to finish off his par.
Just 1 foot 11 inches, no problem.
Rickie still 3 under on his day. Let's go to 14.
And Adam Schenk, who was our walk and talk guy yesterday, his second. Hole is playing over par today with 2 triples already. Not for Adam Schenk.
A wait on the 13th tee. Try to keep those clubs dry. It's a big day for the caddies. Up ahead at 13.
There's a little bit of a log jam. 13, 14, 15 we're hearing. 84 players off 2 tees. So that's like 14 groups off each side as we watch Carl. His approach shot here. Went down there pretty quick. And that'll stick. Nice shot. Get a little better. Hey, we're in Modi City, so you can stick it in reverse every now and again. To shut up. The other side of the fairway is Quest. Similar shot here. Got to find the fairway. Something around the front edge of the green.
Make sure you carry it to the fairway here.
Excellent. Really good from there. Took his medicine. Shout out to one of my old caddies, Anthony Knight. That's the first thing he would do. Give him the umbrella straight away. He'd be drying those clubs and they would last the distance, you know. They earn their money on a day like today.
Sure do, because that bag gets a lot heavier with all the extra gear in it, towels, rain suits, and all the rest.
Well, some guys, Trev, would even put they put tape under the hole in the bag. There's always a hole.
That's right.
In
Plug
the
it
bottom
up.
of the bag. Yeah. So sometimes when you put that bag down, the bottom of the grips just absorbs that water.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a hole in your head. But Frank, you've watched this hole all week. It gives you an option. You can lay back short of those bunkers or try to push it up there and have a little wedge in. What do you like here at 13?
Well, I used to hit the ball left to right, so I like driver here. I think if you draw it, that's when that left side comes into play. Adam hits it pretty straight.
But for me, the 3-wood brings the bunkers into play. because that's right where he's going to be landing it, in that distance.
And that's where he's looking.
Oh, misses the bunker, stays in the rough.
Oof. But he's going to be blocked out by that big tree on the corner. I mean, Morikawa was in the fairway and was behind that tree, so Hadwin's got all sorts of issues here.
Rickie looks like he's going to go with the same thing, Cole.
He laid it back here yesterday. All about putting the ball in the fairway here at 13.
Spoke to Butch Harmon last night. I said, what's the one thing Rickie needs to do with his swing to get it done today? He said, make sure he doesn't lay the club off at the top too much. That's what he did at 8 and 10 yesterday and double-crossed it.
This one seems to be just fine.
If you remember yesterday, this was the start of a nice little 3-birdie run by Fowler. He's a good player in bad conditions too. A little brisk swing, a la Nick Price. I don't mind when there's a little bit of rain. Call the Jets here at the Rocket Mortgage. And we're back here, front edge of 13th hole, uphill for Quest. Oh, settle. I tell you, that's what, you have to trust your eyes. You see the greens being slower. I mean, they even almost look a different color. And conditions like this, you go to experience. 14.
For Eagle, Adam Schenk 5 under already on the day today. Four with no stress.
Part of the Area 313 Rocket Mortgage once again supporting this incredible initiative on holes 14, 15, and 16. For every eagle this week on 14, a $2,500 donation has been made. Every hole-in-one on 15, a $10,000 donation, and every birdie on 16, a $2,500 donation. That's the way it works. And so far this week, Rocket Mortgage has donated $165,000. You can learn more about the Area 313 Challenge at rocketmortgageclassic.com. And of course, the total got a big boost earlier today thanks to Max Homa at the par 3 15th, playing just 140 yards today.
I love everything about this. The shot, the ball landing pass, spinning back into the cup. But the tee drop at the end, to me, is so good. Watch this reaction.
That's the mic drop on the golf course. And with that, Rocket Mortgage, a $10,000 donation. Nah, you got to keep that. Just his second career ace on the PGA Tour. To 13.
Now, Carl has a chance to get to 16 under, just outside the top 10. There you go. Despite the rain, that rolled beautifully.
You can maybe build on something now with the par 5 coming up.
Up a hole.
Adam Schenk taps in to get to 6 under on the day. Just 3 back. Still looking for his first win. To 13.
A big save here for Peter Quest. Monday qualified for the 4th time this year. Yeah, that's huge. Had a T14th, the Byron Nelson. Made the cut also. The RBC's doing it the hard way. Non-member. Rickie would like to be tough as nails right now here, Colt.
And Rickie, the Rocket Mortgage ambassador, looking for his first win here. Frank, his caddy, Ricky Romano, looking for his second.
Who was he on the bag for?
Nate Lashley.
Yeah. That's right.
So I'd have to think Rickie's going to be a huge help to Rickie coming down the stretch today.
Definitely a little disadvantaged by the spin. And of course, here's a little collection area. And Trevor, you mentioned that bunker, 3-wood. So lucky it did not go another yard or two.
Yeah, really excited, or not excited because I feel bad for him, but interested to see how much of a factor this tree is, Colt.
Well, I think the lie is good enough that he can hoist it over this tree, but needs to keep it left. Oh, yeah, that just cleared it with ease.
Great shot.
Frank, that is fantastic from there.
And the way he putts. Actually, putting downhill would be a disadvantage at the moment. 15.
Adam Schenk on the far left side of this teeing area at 15.
The reaction is not because he hated the shot, it's because he wants to get under the umbrella.
Well, he started with 5 birdies on his front 9. Adam Schenk only 3 back. Rickie Fowler continues to lead the way in Detroit.
At the 14th tee, Taylor Moore.
Little left.
Big miss. It's just almost impossible to take a rip at this par 5 and 2 if you've missed the fairway. Back to 13.
Yeah, good decision by the rules staff. Push those tee-off times early. And good chance, hopefully, we'll get it done today. Colt, the conditions still favorable.
It's continuing to rain rather hard right now, and Taylor Pendrith is making this golf course look hard.
Yeah, he's even for his round. That's like going backwards today.
Just continues to get out of position and is really struggling. But I did see his old college coach Herb Page in the gallery, absolute legend for Kent State, has produced a number of great players.
This is like deja vu for Pendrith. He was in the hunt last year, shot even par on Sunday. Well, that's I'm not a meteorologist. Excuse me, I'll start again. I don't do the weather really, but that doesn't look good right now. At least there's no orange. I'm going to get some insurance, though, in the right place for that. Ricky would like this for insurance. Meteorologist. There we go. Excuse me.
Frank, for the first time, you left me speechless. This is a slow one up the hill. I tell you what, these boys can take their time because there is a massive traffic jam over on 14. Frank, maybe you could give them some advice how to handle traffic.
Yeah, actually, probably couldn't come at a worse time. Maybe buy some clothes in the pro shop. Aaron Wright taking a little.
The Grayson shop.
I think rain jackets certainly get sold out. Ricky will be one of the last to put a jacket on too. He'll often play in inclement conditions, just in his normal golf attire. You mentioned rain jackets, Colt, too. Some people don't like the noise they make when you're swinging. That's the thing that puts people off. That rustle.
We'll say the material has gotten a bunch better over the years. The technology's so much lighter, less restriction.
Guys would take a rain suit to the range. You wanted the perfect fit. You know, even if it was the same size, take 4 or 5. 15.
And here's Adam Schenk. You saw his tee shot now for birdie to get to 21 under. And that was right the whole time. Back to 13.
This could throw the cat amongst the pigeons. Chance to tie.
Frank, back to the range jacket thing. You remember Payne Stewart changed the game when he cut the sleeves off at the U.S. Open in Pinehurst.
He got that from Sandy Lyle. Sandy won Royal St. George's, I think it was 85, short and rain suit. He could play in all sorts of different weather. Good putt too by Hadwin. Expected it to break a little. So of course they'll have that weight. It takes you out of your rhythm a little.
You got to give the crowds credit though, Frank. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah, Detroit has come out, that's for sure. 14.
Taylor Moore has punched out. Morikawa now with his tee shot at 14.
During the way Dottie stood out in his own bubble on the forward tee, did not speak to anybody. I must get the sense he's really in his own zone.
Well, he's been in a zone on this hole this week, 4 under here alone.
Hasn't missed a fairway so far today.
So Pendrith struggled today, so this is huge.
Yeah.
Just to stay even par. Well done. You don't always have your best stuff. Big weight. Stevie Underwood, Katie on the right, having a little chat, maybe telling the story. Adam Hadwin cleaning up. So just one back. Fowler has Morikawa and Hadwin on his heels, and they both know how to win. Should be an interesting finish here. Two par fives still upcoming. So Rickie Fowler looking for that win. It's been so long. Morikawa hasn't been, well, he hasn't won since the Open Championship all the way back 2021.
The Rocket Mortgage Classic is more than a PGA Tour event. It also impacts the Detroit community. Through its Changing the Course initiative, Rocket Mortgage is helping bridge the digital divide by ensuring all Detroiters have access to the digital world. Since 2020, the city's digital inclusion rate has increased from 40% to 70%. The Rocket Mortgage Classic has also contributed more than $3.8 million through Changing the Course and more than $6.8 million total for Detroit-based charitable organizations. Joined now by Bill Emerson, the interim CEO of Rocket Mortgage Companies. Bill, thanks so much for coming up.
Thanks for having me.
Great to see you. This tournament, we've been here a few years now, generates so much energy across the entire city. What does it mean to host an event like this?
So first of all, I mean, we're as excited about this one as we were the first, right? And what it means is it allows us to show off Detroit and all it has to offer. It allows us to create fan experiences for our residents and our visitors through our community days and all the activations going on. But most importantly, it allows us to affect the outcome of Detroiters through our Changing the Course initiative.
Yeah, tell us a little bit more about that effort.
Sure. So it all starts with Area 313. You referenced that a little bit earlier, right? That allows us to raise money to be able to bridge the digital divide. COVID showed us that Detroit was the least digitally connected city. We talked about 40% of Detroiters being connected. And so, think about that, access to the internet as it relates to job boards or, things like that people take for granted. So our partners, along with us in the Connect 313, we started to invest to bridge that gap. Since we started, you said $3.8 million, a little over $4 million towards that cause through the efforts of the Rocket Mortgage Classic. We've been able to move that needle to 70%. And the reality is, the philanthropic driver for Dan and Jennifer Gilbert has always been about affecting the outcome for Detroiters. And that's the main reason why Dan wanted this very cool event to be right here downtown in the city of Detroit.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. Another great week here in Detroit. We thank you so much for coming up.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Enjoy the rest of the tournament. Should be a good finish here at Detroit Golf Club. Fowler on top by 1 over Morikawa and Adam Hadwin, both at 22 under par as we go out to 14.
And the third, I mentioned that pitch out from Taylor. This is what was left. That was from 130. Careful there. There is a really tender shoulder. That hurts. A little back up on the 14th. Let's the drama build. Does Rickie Fowler break this drought? It's been a while. Taylor Moore's 5th. Remember, this was the hole that Didin Ludwig Aberg yesterday made 7. That's going to continue to get a little better. He'll have a putt for 6, bogey, but that is going to hurt a lot.
I think it kills his chances of winning.
Completely agree. This is a bonus to have a roof over your head with a backup like this.
Rickie doing the smart thing there, just taking a little snack. We know he doesn't let that water bottle get far from him, so I'm sure he's staying hydrated as always. Just reset. As he was thinking through how today might unfold last night when he eventually got back to the hotel room, he would have had some strategies in his mind, what he wanted to get done. And so far, he has played beautifully today. Just a few holes left now to keep things going.
Well, here's how he's fared with the 54-hole lead since his last win. Has not been able to punch it through, most recently at the U.S. Open in Los Angeles when he shot a 75 on Sunday, finished in a tie for 5th all time with the 54-hole lead. He is 2 for 10. And here's a look at when we say backup and traffic jam, what's going on at the 14th hole. One group on the green, one in the fairway, one on the tee, and one in the shack. Staying dry. Let's go up to the green.
And Lucas Glover, who made eagle here yesterday, this putt for birdie. Up over that ridge, you'll see players really respect that. Long is dead. Outstanding speed. It has been a struggle for him with that putter. Remember, he won the U.S. Open in not so great conditions either. Beth Page.
That's right.
That was a Monday finish mud fest.
Yeah, going to this long putter has completely changed the way his right hand works. Much less of a hitch there, and he can keep that stroke smoother and consequently hit more putts out of the sweet spot.
Remember, too, we're going back to a place he won just a couple of years ago next week at John Deere.
That's right. That's his last win on the PGA Tour.
That's right. Now for bogey. Certainly a strength of Taylor Moore's game, right up there with his attitude. He knows he can play. That will be the first double for Taylor this week. This hole has not been its usual scoring opportunity. We've had a couple triples, 3 doubles. Up to 16.
Live here with Adam Schenk, lengthy par 4, 453 yards. Had a nice little chat with him yesterday. He's a new dad as well. So he's still in diaper training. Like most dads, it's a tough job. Got a tough putt coming up. The ball won't travel as far right now. Really good to see the people come out despite the conditions.
Now, this event has become a must midsummer attendance here in the Detroit area, and it's just been terrific. All right. In for a 5. Still a solid round and a good week for Lucas. Played very early yesterday. Went out and blitzed it. And we go back, some 571 yards. Quest on the tee. Important finish for him. It could open up so many opportunities, playing opportunities, as the season goes along. Get in the top 10, go to Silvis next week, try to keep it on a roll. Now Justin Lauer with his 3rd.
Dottie, the skies have brightened a touch. Rain has abated. And Justin could use a good wedge. That hole's cutting a plateau. Anything long left is no dice. Somewhere to the right with a little bit of spin would be great.
It's cut on 26 paces, 23 to the top.
That came in head high.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. Open stance, flighted it down.
Way cool.
Yeah. Getting ready for the Scottish Open.
Now Collin's next, Mark.
He is, and I was catching up with J.J. Jakovic, his caddy, yesterday before the round, and I asked him what the catalyst was for that 63 at Travelers on Friday last week, and he said, honestly, just a posture adjustment. Trying to keep his chest up a little bit more.
Yeah, it's the same shot you did on that hole, just a little bit farther, you know? Happy?
Because he was getting kind of droopy at address, and that was sort of quelling the rotation through the ball. So better posture, better rotation, fade shots come back.
He plays with quite a lot of spin, only 4 behind it here to work with.
Gap wedge, Trev.
It's a big one.
He clipped that beautifully.
Get in.
Now sit. Just stays on the proper level. That could be all sorts of pressure on Rickie Fowler, and Fowler would be back there very aware of what's going on, holding on to that one-shot lead and looking to break this winless streak that's been over 4 years.
Players who have driven the ball 300 yards or longer are gaining about 1/4 of a shot on those who do not, increasing a player's birdie or better percentage from 37 to nearly 59%.
Yeah, distance off the tee, a massive thing here at the par 5, and that's why it's played more difficult today with these conditions, softer conditions, ball not skipping out there, slight change in the wind direction, so they're not getting the help they got yesterday, and so scoring average a little higher.
Let's go up to 15, the par 3, and Brian Harman. Look at all the fans here in the rain. Just a tremendous turnout again here in Detroit, and rewarded with shots like that. Beauty from Harman. Up to 16.
Adam Schenk, uphill putt. So now with a little bit of water on the green, trying to adjust the pace. That's where you trust your eyes. What can they pick up when you look at it? Really good effort. Dylan
Wu at the 14th.
And looking at this thing from every which way, so much to play for this time of the year, and he should be comfortable with these conditions. Played college golf just down the way.
Also grew up in Oregon. It has its fair share of rainy weather there.
Hasn't helped him yet today, though. 2 over is a tough score out there when there is a lot of great scoring.
You've got to make sure you're playing from the fairway, Trevor, because there's preferred lies, obviously, but this rough is dense right now, and he's just missed one too many fairways, and you're on the back foot then.
Certainly onboarding a lot of information here, Mark.
You would think so, because this one's up the hill, shouldn't have too much movement, especially given the rains, so that's always going to quell some of the left to right or right to left movements.
I think there's been enough rain now that the misses we've seen lately have been over reads. Well done, much needed.
The investment was worth it.
Now Morikawa. First time he's played in this event. 4 times that he's made a debut in an event he's won on the PGA Tour.
Dottie, he and JJ are looking at a spot sort of midway down the length of this putt where they say if they miss that, the ball could go either way, so it's all about precision on the start line. He has rolled it nicely today.
This ties the lead.
That is 23 under and company for Rickie Fowler. Perfect card. That's a traffic jam, all of them on the 14th hole. Quest waiting. Rickie and Hadwin and Pendrith back at the tee. Lauer with his putt at the green.
You're going to be doing a bit of talking here for the next 10 or 15 minutes, Dottie.
Chime in whenever you'd like, Trev. Just too much speed for the line. pressure cooker for guys like this at the end of this season.
Here at 15, Taylor Moore has this putt for birdie, coming off double at 14. Okay, that's how you get one back. A birdie for Moore at the par 3.
Yeah, great bounce back after the issues in the poor third at the par 5.
Back to 14.
Justin cleaning up. Not too far from home. Ohio guy. Chance to really improve his status for the end of the year, his chances of making the FedEx Cup playoffs. And now Peter Quest back there ready to go. Looks like he's got an uphill hooking lie.
This is a big call right here.
That is Tracer by TrackMan and a nosedive.
Interesting. Quite fortunate that that knuckled out to the right and misses the pond.
That was not intended.
Had my heart in my mouth there. I was like, man, he's going for it at this point. He has so much on the line. You see there how that longer cut kind of caught the ball, slowed it down.
Up to 15.
And now Harman trying to finish off that beautiful tee shot with the birdie to get to 18 under par.
That putter head looks as big as his shoe.
The Rocket Mortgage Classic is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Save when you bundle auto, home, or motorcycle insurance. The Genesis GV70. Keep beginning. Learn more at genesis.com. And by Rocket Mortgage. Buy, sell, finance, save. NMLS 3030. Detroit Golf Club, just about 8 miles from downtown Detroit, within the city limits. And it's been 20 minutes, Dottie, since Adam Hadwin last played a shot.
Do everything you can to stay loose physically, stay focused mentally. Now it's time to go again.
I kind of liked it, Dottie. I got a little nap in the 313 fan challenge area.
Never pass up an opportunity for a nap, Cole. You'll learn that as you get older.
Morikawa live on the 15th tee.
Pitching wedge, and that flag is a sitting duck.
We've seen some really tight today. A hole-in-one by Homa. Morikawa with that extra spin, and that left for birdie.
Okay, still a nice look up the hill.
Back to 14.
On the tee with Rickie, who has missed just one fairway on a par 5 the entire week.
Well, this fairway here at 14, Dottie's pretty generous, but after that lengthy wait, it's not the easiest shot.
I'm interested to see what kind of shot shape he goes for here, Colt.
I expect just a little tight fade.
Bunker down the right is in play for him.
But if you hit the fairway, it's definitely go time.
Oh, yeah.
That was properly struck.
Mm-hmm.
Rickie Fowler tied at the top with Collin Morikawa in this great sports state of Michigan. You've got the Wolverines. You got the green of the Spartans. And right now, summertime, the Detroit Tigers. It's all going on here in Motown.
Adam Schenk on the tee at the par 5 17th.
He can just pummel it.
If it covers that bunker, it should skip forward, and does.
Like a cut draw.
A cut draw? That's a confused golf ball.
May need to check if it's still around.
Peter Quest. A lot on the line for this guy, Trev.
Oh, yeah. Birdie here would be huge. Two-way tie for fourth. Earns him special temporary membership on the PGA Tour, which means unlimited invites for the rest of the regular season.
Yeah, 16 tee. Taylor Moore trying to drill it down there. Bunkers down there. That 300-yard mark, left and right.
Few to the left today, Frank.
Yeah, the average tee shot here, Trevor, is about 290 yards.
And we update the Area 313 Challenge, this tremendous initiative by Rocket Mortgage. They have donated $165,000 so far this week, including $10,000 today thanks to the Ace by Max Homa. And here is the 15th hole. And Lauer has a birdie putt.
And coming off that nice make back on 14, he's got a little charge in his tank. Came running up here. Really not too much movement where this hole is cut.
Oh, yes. Lauer puts another one on the board.
Massive. Started this week at 106th on the FedEx Cup standings. Huge last 3 holes for him to climb up that list.
Big time. And he, as Mark pointed out, had a little pep in his step. Akron, Ohio native at the age of 34. And now Morikawa, and we just saw Taylor Moore with a putt from a similar spot, Trevor.
Yeah, it's all about the speed here. You can see the graphic, just touch a turn from the right, then maybe straightening at the end. Got to keep the speed up though, Mark.
Trev, it's one of those I took a long look at, and you can convince yourself either way. One stage it looked slightly from the right. Took another look and then it didn't. You're right, this is all about speed, but the green's no real fright factor. You can be aggressive.
Start of the putt coming off the shoulder of the bunker there.
Does not turn back.
Misread the first putt. He was always left. But did keep the speed up. Unfortunately now needs to go to the change.
Let's go back to 14.
Peter Quest up over the ridge for a 4. Does it have the pace? It does. Good putt.
A little disappointing though. That third shot, not quite what he was looking for to leave it that far away.
But all set up by missing the fairway, and that's been the story really all week. If you drive the ball well, it's all go. If not, opportunities are tougher to come by. 15.
And Dylan Wu has a birdie putt coming up.
And it's almost on the identical line to what he just saw Collin Morikawa come down.
Looking for 2 birdies in a row here.
Already been a memorable week for Wu. Back on Thursday, he made an albatross at the 14th hole from 262 yards away.
And that's what I was saying. One wants to go left, the other doesn't.
Has it stopped raining out there, Mark?
It has. It's quite pleasant. It is humid, but it's pleasant.
Let's go to 16.
Lucas Glover. It's got a lengthy one here, just over 180 yards in. It's a good shot shape. Oh, even better result.
Knew he liked it when you saw that club twirl.
Excellent. 17.
Adam Schenk. Second at the Charles Schwab. Really? Going for it in 2. Short-sided in the long stuff. That's a big miss, especially at this moment. 15.
All right, Morikawa to remain tied for the lead. Nicely done.
Beautiful stroke.
So the 2 Southern Californians remain tied at 23 under, Morikawa and Fowler. Back to 14.
Peter Quest for par. Be just a touch of movement to the right here. 3 back. Still some time. 5 to go. Rickie after a tee shot of 310. He is waiting on Aaron Rye. Still been a pretty humdrum day for him. One all across the world, still waiting for his first on the PGA Tour. And now Rickie.
All right, here we go. 262 to the hole. Most importantly, 236 to cover Lake Andrew. Adam Hadwin already laid up. This one way up in the air at the center of the green.
Sounded like a great strike.
Indeed.
Long way to go, but dry.
Lake Andrew. We have a plaque. And we got a good race here in Detroit. Adam Hadwin trailing Morikawa and Fowler by 1. Big finish at the Rocket Mortgage Classic.
Back with the 3rd. Adam Hadwin at the 14th.
Just watch Taylor Pendrith spin it all the way off the green into the water. Really got to control your spin here, Dottie.
He does a pretty good job with that soft arm wedge shot. A little deep, but seeing someone else spin it will do that to you. Now Shank's 3rd at the other par 5 on this side. That's very good from there. Nothing to work with. 15.
And here's Peter Quest on the tee.
Normally plays a little draw with the irons. That's what this is. Looks like on a good line.
Oh, sure is. With that spin again to the same spot Moore and Morikawa have been.
Let's see if he can read it correctly.
Tough one. 16.
Another chance. Look at that new putting stroke of Glover. Yeah, that second shot certainly deserved 3.
It's a completely different stroke, Frank. Well done.
It's working. He needs to play well too. Still plays well tee to green in his early 40s. Compete now with that putter. 17.
Adam Schenk already 6 under on the day. Starting to see his name on leaderboards a lot. And starting to really believe that he can play at the highest level out here. Up and out of that pretty quickly, Trevor.
Saw that on a couple putts from him yesterday too.
Now 16. Morikawa has not missed a fairway today.
Objective, avoid the bunkers left and right of this fairway.
Little flair to it.
More cut than what we've seen the whole day.
Oh, fortunate, just stays on the first cut on the fairway, so that sets up well for the second shot. Back to the par 5, 14.
Rickie Fowler's back there and Nick Taylor at the Canadian Open in the playoff sort of zip code. 74 feet from here, up over the ridge.
Dottie, his heart rate had to be extremely high while that second shot was in the water. It just, while it was going over the water, just barely covered. Yeah, every bit of 70 feet, goes up a ridge, should move to his left. Anything inside of 5 feet would be really good.
No 3 putts this week. Colt, there's your 5-footer.
Not too bad.
No, not at all.
Yeah, that's pretty good. About 8 out of 10 then.
Under the hole. Under the circumstances, very good.
He's actually made his 2 longest putts of the season this week. A 49-footer on Friday and a 47-footer at the 5th hole today.
greenskeeping right now for Rickie Fowler, as he's got a chance to rejoin that lead in solo fashion. He's tied right now with Collin Morikawa, and that 73-foot play coming. He was able to get it up that slope, leaving a 4-footer, and so you would expect he's got a great chance to see if he can break that tie once again. And as he searches for that first win since 2019, Morikawa since 21.
We are still at the 14th, and Colt, bring us up to speed with Taylor Pendrith.
Yeah, he landed his third shot up top, spun it all the way back down the slope into the water, went to the drop zone, landed it in the back fringe, and almost spun all the way back into the water again. So obviously has no problem putting some spin on the ball. But this for a 6.
Frank mentioned that he had shot even par last year here on Sunday. And those problems on Sunday have continued this year. He's worst on tour in 4th round scoring this year.
It's a big question mark, isn't it? Now 16. His flag probably doesn't look too good to him, Mark.
No, 168. And you can play the number, no breeze, that's 8-iron.
Flag on the left. Cutters don't like those, especially if you're a little anxious.
Yeah, so 2 of the last 3 holes here, 16 and 17 hole locations on the left for Morikawa.
So all in all, not too bad.
Back to 14 again.
Dottie, talking with his coach, Mark Blackburn, said he's really happy with where everything is in his game right now, and said he's finally starting to believe how good he is.
That was all good except for the speed. Yeah, been a bit over 6 years since Adam won on this tour.
Yeah, I think it's a good sign if he starts to believe in that long game, because his short game, year in, year out, is really, really solid. Second in putting this week, in fact.
At 15, Quest has 19 feet for birdie.
Goes left and then breaks back. Did he hit it?
In that Monday qualifier, he birdied 7 of his last 15 to get into a 4-for-3 playoff, which ended after 1 hole when Hayden Springer discovered he had 15 clubs in his bag. And Quest was quick to point out that he gave Hayden a lot of credit for noticing that at the range. Hayden put an extra club in his bag, forgot to take it out, realized it in the playoff, and that helped Quest get through.
Wow.
Shank way left off the tee at 18.
Yeah, there's penalty area down there, and that may help Quest while we're talking about him. Him and Shank currently in a tie for 4th.
14.
Taylor Pendrith has just made a 7 here, a double. Rickie to get out of that tie.
4 feet, very little movement. If anything, I could see it going just a hair to his left.
Normally hits these really firm.
Not to be.
My, that was a massive miss, Trevor.
And crushed it. That's the thing. When you hit short putts that firm, you shrink the hole. So anything that catches the edge is probably going to rim out.
That hole is big enough with proper speed to absorb 3 golf balls. Even if it was in the center, I'm not so sure that would have gone in. That was cooking. Now, how do you get yourself back in a kind of a calm sense? Because there's a sharp, stark shock that goes through your body when you hit a putt like that, especially in this situation.
Yeah, the best absolutely have an ability to flush that kind of stuff quickly and move on. Got it addressed in the heel. Look at that.
First 3 putt of the week. Still tied.
I mean,
Collin Morikawa.
Dottie, that one's on you. You called it. No 3 putts.
Thank you, Colt. My head's hanging. Let's go to 16.
Well, Dottie, we all know it's a cruel game, and if somebody misses, sometimes somebody makes. This makes this putt huge right now.
And Frank, most of the day he's called in J.J. Djokovic to have a little look. Not this one. Morikawa resolute on the read.
Winners want the ball. That was a good putt.
That's exactly where he was looking.
And right now, too, if you haven't won for 2 years as opposed to someone that hasn't won for 4 years, which way does the dice flip?
And some confident putts at the last 2 holes. 15, gave it a good run, and then made the comeback, and that too. Nice positive speed to it.
Our final grouping has made their way to the par 3. And Hadwin first to go.
Just 140. Backslope you can use. No reason not to go right at this one.
It's been a popular spot of late, but a chance for Hadwin to make birdie at 15.
Somebody's going to make that putt eventually,
right?
Andrew.
Come on. We've seen it so many times.
I might run down there and give him the line.
What do you like it playing? I like it playing the number, Rickie. It's a 41 shot. Quiet, please. Trust that.
What do you think, Colt? Full wedge or a baby 9? Or what are you thinking?
I think it's a perfect pitching wedge, and he
Okay.
showed no emotion after missing that putt, walking through the tunnel. All business for Rickie Fowler.
Okay, if you go with the full wedge, though, then it is going to have a ton of spin.
This one on a pretty good line, just left of it.
And going to get a read.
Big time. We'll get a read from Hadwin. Fowler still tied at the top with Morikawa. Showers in the area, but we got some fireworks here at Detroit Golf Club.
And now back at 16. Chance to remain tied for the lead. Even the short ones, so important on a Sunday. So Morikawa, Fowler tied. Time to go to Amanda.
Frank, thank you. Let's quickly step away and check in what's going on in the world of golf outside of Detroit, Michigan. Starting off with the U.S. Senior Open in Wisconsin. It's Bernhard Langer, the man who already has 11 senior majors, trying to make it 12. But you know how badly Wisconsin natives, Jerry Kelly and Steve Stricker, want to come and take over that top spot. Now, after the 3rd round, it's Paul Barjon sitting at the top of this leaderboard at 20 under par. They still have 18 to go. He is looking for his 2nd career win on the Korn Ferry Tour. Let's take it to 15.
Okay, Amanda, thank you. And Taylor Pendrith will be first.
And what a scene it is here at 15. This place is absolutely jam-packed. Taylor Pendrith just over 40 feet coming down the hill.
Let's go up to 18, and you saw the tee shot from Schenk go left, now his 2nd out of the bunker.
Fortunate that it caught that bunker and didn't get down to the penalty area. That sounded like a lot of golf ball. That'll probably ease its way all the way to the front. Huge undulation in the front portion of this 18th green.
Now back at 15, Hadwin will be first. Fowler will be paying close attention to it. And Colt, do you get the sense that Hadwin and Fowler know where they are on the leaderboard?
Oh, 100%. There's a massive one right behind this green. And Rickie Fowler had to move his mark. They are on the exact same line.
for a share of the lead. Yes! Hadwin to 23 under. Now, how long will he be tied for the lead? Because Fowler is coming right behind him. You saw Rickie right there looking at it the whole way.
Yeah, good speed there. Great putt after we've seen so many players misread it. And Rickie in true form saying good putt.
Can Fowler follow him in?
Toe way off the ground. Pulled it on the last.
Wow. Oh, Trev, that was a terrible putt.
Yeah, it looked like he pulled it a touch and then it bounced further left.
We got a ball game.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Three-way tie with 3 holes to go as we go to 17.
Morikawa live with his tee shot.
He spotted the finish. That was out of the blueprint, Dot.
Step 1, that's a check mark. Beautiful.
Well, it's been a while for these 3 men. Morikawa coming up on 2 years since his last victory. Fowler 4 years and 4 months ago in Phoenix. And Adam Hadwin, it's been 6 years since he won. Already this year on tour, you've seen a couple of players end 7-year droughts. Emiliano Grillo and Chris Kirk as Pendrith knocks in his par. Now they make the walk back to the 16th tee. A lot of orange in that gallery, Frank.
Yeah, there is, for good reason. He's stayed every night after his round, signed all the autographs, but today's, and right now, he's got to be a little selfish, I hate to say. You know, it's about the most uncomfortable he's looked in the 4 rounds. And meanwhile, we saw a little bit of swagger after Morikawa hit his tee shot down 17, and Adam Hadwin has just got some more fire in the belly.
You know, Frank, one thing I'll say about Rickie, the golf swing, he was working so hard on it that his putter was really a struggle over the last year or so. It'll be interesting to see if those 2 little short misses affect him at all coming down the stretch.
Well, I think what Trevor picked up on, we were talking in commercial, you know, if you get a little tense, you start pushing down on that putter, the giveaway sign is the toe comes up. That's when the left miss often pops its head up. 18.
And Shank, long way away for birdie.
I tell you what, 2 putting from here would be pretty miraculous. There is a ton of slope to deal with. Got to crush it up the hill. Big turn from his left to right. That is so good.
Really well done for Shank as we go back to 16.
Okay, Hadwin fresh off the birdie.
Doesn't have the firepower to get to those bunkers.
Just rips it.
Absolutely perfect. I like that rhythm in that golf swing, Frank.
Yeah, I mean, there's sort of no uncertainty there. That's the big thing. I mean, you've got a target. The less you think about right now, better off you're going to be. Rickie, got to quickly forget the last 30 minutes.
He's not wasting any time.
He gets up and rips it, Trevor, but this one is headed right.
Needs a break.
It hit soft, couldn't tell if it got through the fairway.
I think in the longer stuff, but we'll have to see.
Rickie Fowler, what a weight it's been. You're making it hard for us, Fowler. Morikawa, Hadwin, all the way, a race to the house.
We are back at the 17th with Taylor Moore's 3rd.
Oh, trying to take the ridges out.
And did. That was tasty.
That's a shot choice of a guy that trusts his chipping action off of a tight lie.
You bet. Back to 16.
A couple of guys hit in this bunker and got it up and down. He'll join that. That's beautifully played. And there's rhythm even in bunker shots. 17.
Lucas Glover for eagle at 17. Made eagle yesterday at 14. Going to leave himself with that wiggling distance that has been a lot better this week. To 18.
And Adam Schenk with a spectacular 2-putt. And a nice week here for Adam Schenk. He closes with a 66, 20 under par. Looking at his 4th top 10 of the season. Back to 16.
Well, what a great story is. That's a super par, really. Teeing up in Mondays, just his 4th start. And if he would have finished there, a really good chance for special temporary membership.
I know we're supposed to be impartial, but I'm really hoping he finishes strong.
Now Lucas Glover for birdie. Such a huge improvement for him.
It's going to be a game changer. This stroke is a ton better.
Well, that's the flag at 16. And that is not a lie you'd want.
No, Frank, it is sitting way down. He's going to have to dig this one out of here.
At least the whole location is in the back left, though, Colt.
Yes, that does help him a lot. I still think he needs to just cover the front edge because it's going to come out tumbling.
Rough is one thing, Colt. Wet rough is another.
I don't like any rough.
More effort needed. More things that can get between ball and club face.
This is 9-iron.
Go Rick. Be the one. Not good. Get up there.
And it is kind of diving. Hit really soft into that upslope.
Yeah, it's not all bad, but it's another long putt.
The length of it reminds me of 14. Needed 3 of them on that hole.
Hadwin, he's looking directly at it.
Has 8-iron from 162. Green light all the way.
Great opportunity to stuff one in there here.
Ah, this headed a little right of it, center of the green.
Distance is good, though. So inside 20 feet. $17.
303-yard tee shot for Morikawa. Going for it.
3-wood in hand. And he is flag hunting, Dot.
Has yet to make better than par here this week.
That didn't land very far from the hole.
It did not, and a good break not to go into the primary rough.
Well, live final round here, Rocket Mortgage Classic. Rickie Fowler, longest putt he has made all week, Colt. Shade under 50 feet. This would be, well, asking way too much.
Yeah, I think he would gladly take 2 putts and head on over to 17. But Frank, he actually went over to Adam Hadwin and showed him his golf ball, and they ended up taking it out of play. So obviously there was some damage to it after that second shot.
That's interesting. He was near the bunker. So maybe some sand got between the club face and the ball.
He has to be unfit for play, as the rule reads, and that was surprising, seeing that second shot was hit out of the rough.
It's great speed.
Beautiful lag. Trevor, we get to see him on the range week in, week out these last 4 years. Put the time in.
Yeah.
The little Fowler supporters see him every week, signs the autographs. I mean, he's in that spot where he is so close.
He sure is. And he's just, like you say, so great with the fans. Yesterday we had the delay. We finished right around 7:15, 7:30-ish. He stayed until he signed every single autograph for every fan that wanted to see him afterwards. He is just a great guy and an asset to our sport.
He's just kicking at that door. And it's squeaking. It just hasn't opened yet.
And Frank, it doesn't matter if he's in the last group or misses the cut on Friday. He does that every single week. Even when he was struggling, his galleries were still massive.
Hey, he's just a name on the leaderboard to the rest in the field, though, isn't he? Adam Hadwin, that's the guy he wants to take down. Hadwin has a great chance now. And Morikawa just over the back of the par 5.
Oh, what an opportunity now. I mean, he's just been kind of lurking behind Morikawa and Fowler all day. Now, all of a sudden, has this opportunity to take the outright lead.
And for the second hole in a row, had Rickie Fowler move his mark. Worked pretty good on the last one.
Remember this year, Zurich, he played with good friend Nick Taylor. Nick Taylor broke through. He finished tied second there.
This would be massive, Frank, heading into the gettable 17th.
Trying to start it a little outside. He thought it was going to straighten at the end, and it kept breaking left. Because the roll on the ball was perfect.
So, guaranteed tie at the top momentarily. Rickie trying to do the same. You want to make everything, don't you?
We know the little guy's rooting for.
Yeah. You're not allowed to do that. 17.
Morikawa with the chip for eagle. Well done.
It was tracking, just took a soft bounce.
It was nicely played. He had just enough of that collar in behind him to affect the backswing and the downswing.
Again, so fortunate. Had that 2-inch rough to deal with as opposed to 4-inch and just a gnarly mess. Back to 16.
A little bit of house cleaning. Golf's been played in this city for so long. But this event,
I think those kids went to the Frank Nobilo School of Sportsmanship.
good flow of the putter. 3 remain tied at the top. But this is the 5th edition. Nate actually won with 25 under. That record was broken last year by Tony Finau, 26 under. And 17 and 18, they're both birdieable holes.
Speaking of kids, happy birthday to mine. CJ, 9 years old today, and he wore his orange to golf camp on Friday. All right, the Area 313 Challenge is in the books. How about it? $167,500 donated by Rocket Mortgage. A $10,000 boost today thanks to the ace from Max Homa as we go up to 18. And Taylor Moore in the fairway.
159 yards to the back right on a good line. Trying to keep it up on that plateau. Just going to do it.
We got 3 tied in the #1 position right now. 3-1-3, the area code here in Detroit as Fowler makes his way back to the 17th tee. But here at 18, Lucas Glover having a big week, trying to finish strong.
1 yard closer than Moore. Much lower ball flight, 78 feet.
There you go.
Shots. Because of that, able to take some of the spin off. Beautiful.
Only 5 birdies at the 18th today, but Glover will have an excellent chance as we go back to 17.
Little aim point express being done there by JJ before Morikawa putts for the solo lead.
A lot going on, really, for something that's 1.5 feet or so.
The only thing going on right now is a solo leader Morikawa looking to get a win for the first time in 2 years.
Did exactly what he needed to do. Took care of the par 5.
Bring it home. Go, Collin. Go, Collin. Go, Collin. Come on, Collin. Strong, baby. Nice birdie. Go, Collin.
Head down, marching on, no response to the birdie. Back in the 17th fairway, it's Peter Quest and Carl Yuan looking at each other. Who's going to play first?
Everybody just stand still, please. Thank you.
We are hearing it's going to be Carl. Remember, what a big shot coming up for Peter Quest, trying to get special temporary membership. But important for Carl, too. Saw that FedEx Cup ranking 143.
Nice lie here in the trampled down area.
Be there.
A lie and a look.
Trying to help it over the tree. Heard it, didn't see it.
Not sure. There is one short. Now Peter Quest.
.332-yard drive down here, and there's not much roll, so that's all carry.
That's a little adrenaline. The line is just left of that camera tower. No eagles yet here today. Kind of right back there where Adam Schenk was. Not much to work with. 18.
Morikawa on the tee.
Right side of the teeing ground, give that fade some room.
Tracer by TrackMan for this tee shot from Morikawa.
And this is perfect. 14 for 14 fairways hit for Morikawa in this final round.
Bogey free in the final round. In both of his major championship wins, he was bogey free in the final rounds. Back to 17.
See Adam's success here, 3 birdies.
And Dottie, those bunkers that you see off in the distance are in play for the members, but not for these guys. They
No.
just ship it right over them.
Look at Kyle Westmoreland, their fastest of the day, 194. Wouldn't that be nice?
It's getting caught in the jet wash. Now Rickie.
Lost his last tee shot to the right. This one, too, looks to be heading up the right side.
Trying to catch a piece.
Finds the primary and settles. To 18.
Taylor Moore for birdie. Have not seen many at 18 today. Only 6. And now 7. Taylor Moore opened with a 64. He closes with a 67. He is 3 off the lead, held by Collin Morikawa on CBS.
Back at the 17th with a 3rd for Aaron Rai. Still just even par in his round today. That could go a long way to breaking that. Up to 18.
Let's see if Lucas Glover, after that beautiful approach, can finish it off with a birdie. No, well done. Been a tough year for Glover. Entered the week number 167 in the FedEx Cup standings. His best result, a tie for 20th at the RBC Canadian, but right now Glover in a share of 4th. As you take a look at the tee shots from this grouping, all 3 in the fairway.
And obviously zeroing in on Morikawa, who has the lead. He is going to love the look of this back right hole location.
And Trev, he's going to love the look of getting to see Justin Lauer hit first too, to see how the ball responds to that back hole location with that plateau.
Yeah, you've only got about 10 paces to work with there in that back portion.
What makes it easier is the sun's out and there's very little breeze right now. Play the number.
That's a good-looking shot right there for Lauer. Hole high, and a chance to finish at 20 under. Back one.
Third for Quest at 17. Huge swing. Comes out so soft, so risky, and absolutely nailed it.
Showed so much trust, not just with the length of the backswing, but how he released it through, cupped those hands up nicely.
Tremendous.
At 18, Morikawa right in the middle of the fairway.
Saved his best driver swing for last. Absolutely pinned this one down the fairway, and J.J. Djokovic looking for some sort of breeze at the flags. He's gone down to a baby 7-iron, trying to take some spin off this one.
Wants to try and land it just left of the flag and let it spin down toward it.
Well played, Morikawa. A chance to add to his lead on his 72nd hole. Let's go back to 17.
And Aaron Rai. Really not much in this putt at all. Two gloves with his full shots. Nothing putting.
That's a good point. Never noticed that before.
Really nice 4 there. Pops him into the top 10. And a good month for Aaron.
Yeah, that tie for third in Canada. I think he's going to finish this regular season off strong.
Back in the fairway, or in the rough, I should say, Rickie Fowler. Adam Hadwin, he is in the fairway.
And Dottie, I could tell you Rickie Fowler's caddy, Ricky Romano, asked if Collin Morikawa did birdie 17. So they're very interested to know where they stand right now.
Carl for his par. Good save after missing long. Couldn't get that chip shot on the green. No damage. Now Quest. That is an all-world 4. I think he can be pretty safely assured we'll be seeing him in Moline next week. Well done. Now Adam.
272 from the dead center of the fairway. Should be just a nice, good full 3-wood for him. This one was smoked at the right side of the green.
Nearly hole high. Well done. A putt to get to 25 under. And now Rickie.
No issues with the lie at all. 261, going with 5-wood.
There is an alleyway to run it up.
Oh, this one came out hot and really low.
And not much of an angle to work with, Colt.
Dottie, he's missed the last 2 fairways by combined less than a foot.
Take another look at contact here.
You can see that ball not sitting too badly, so he thought he could get enough on it, but it came out terribly.
You released that pretty hard, Trevor. 18.
And Mark, you mentioned back on 14 that Morikawa was standing by himself. Thought it was interesting here on 18 that everyone, caddies and players, elected to cross the ravine on the footbridge, but he went by himself down the right side and then just walked across the ditch to get to the green.
Yeah, he's been singular, almost myopic in everything he's doing, and certainly stayed in his own bubble. Although back on 17, when I told him where his golf ball was through the green after the second, he flashed a little grin. He goes, yeah, hit that one well.
I mean, the way I look at the leaderboard, I know Hadwin has the eagle putt, but he's a long way away. If Morikawa makes this, I think at worst he's going to be in a playoff. Maybe win the tournament.
Well, Trevor, I've seen easier looks. This one with a lot of break off the left-hand side.
I just got a feeling he's going to make it.
His speed's been great the entire day.
What a great putt.
That close. Wow. As Mark said, this is a very challenging green. Only 8 birdies at 18 today. Morikawa nearly made it a 9th.
I mean, look where that ball finished. It caught a ton of that left edge.
Will it be enough? Morikawa with a 64 on Sunday, trying to win for the first time in nearly 2 years since the Open Championship in 2021. And now he has to wait with a 1-shot lead. Another look.
So he gets it started high enough. It's hanging out, hanging out. I think, oh, it's going to drop in the edge, and so did he. Let's check the crowd reaction.
He said yesterday this year has not been great. 32 in the FedEx Cup standings entering the week, but he also said, I'm not giving up. You factor in the back spasms he had at the Memorial when he had to withdraw when he was in contention for the final round. Could be a crowning day for Morikawa as Lauer has this for birdie.
Still going to make a solid jump in the FedEx standings. 106th coming in.
And looking at his 3rd top 10 of the season. Back to 17.
And we'll take a look at where those second shots ended up. Rickie Fowler in particular.
Dottie, he's got just over 40 yards. Ball's sitting pretty good. Gonna have to throw it way up in the air, but this is definitely doable.
Lands into a little bit of an upslope.
Oh, that's got to go, go, go. Wow. He was fortunate that bounced through the rough.
Sure was.
I bet he was, yeah. He's made the mistakes hitting the ball in the rough that he hasn't made over the last couple of days, but it seemed pretty simple. But he said hitting the ball in play today was going to be so important.
Dottie, I think that ball was just sitting up a little bit, and he caught it high on the face.
Gone from rough to rough, not taking advantage of the par 5s on the second 9 that he did so well coming in. And can't put his hand on this golf ball either. You know it when you hit that shot and your eyes just reconfirmed it. None of it feels good.
You can just feel the compression is not quite what you wanted right at impact.
It looks like Taylor Pendrith.
Yeah, he's going to be first to go all the way across the green.
Does Adam get any help here?
Not really. Maybe a little idea what the speed is, but nothing to do with the line.
through the humps and hollows, up on top.
Adam Hadwin will take that right there.
Just a touch under 67 feet left for Adam.
Yeah, the beginning of the putt goes up the hill pretty good, then actually starts to go down, then the last several feet back uphill again.
Breaking from the right the whole way?
Oh, yeah. And a lot like his golf swing. I mean, the putting stroke is just silky smooth.
Just the facts. No 3 putts yet this week.
You are just cruel. Pretty good speed. A little work left, though.
It has been a strength all week. Best putting week, actually, he's had of his entire career. Now, Rickie looking for a subpar score for the first time since the 7th hole today.
He's just been stuck in neutral on this back 9. He's been destroying it all week.
Wasted no time.
Parred both the par 5s on this back 9, Dottie.
That's not going to get it done on a day like today. But still a chance at 18. Hadwin now to join Morikawa.
Just inside of 4 feet. Got to keep it inside the hole.
Company at the top. Adam Hadwin looking to be the 5th Canadian to win on the PGA Tour this year. A birdie at the 18th will do it.
We are back at 18, and Peter Quest in the fairway after a 333-yard drive.
Some kind of wedge, so you got to watch the spin here to the back hole location.
Oh, wow.
He almost flew it in the hole.
If he makes this putt, he would get into solo 4th and receive special temporary membership on the PGA Tour. Back at the tee on 18, Hadwin now tied for the lead.
285 to cover the bunker down the left. Oh, no, but this is hit out towards the right. This is going to find the rough.
And it looked like it settled too.
Knows what he's got to do, Trevor. Got to make 3.
Same as what he did yesterday.
This one is headed over the very left side of that bunker.
Uh-oh.
That's okay. Knows he has to make birdie. Rickie Fowler trying to track down his first win since 2019. Has to make it 3 on the 72nd hole. Here on 18, a huge putt for Peter Quest for special temporary membership on the PGA Tour.
Was low.
But tied for 4th, and that gets him a spot next week into the John Deere Classic. What a week for the Monday qualifier, Peter Quest.
Yeah, biggest check of his career, $164,000. He's going to more than double that here.
Meanwhile, Adam Hadwin tied for the lead. He's trying to break a long drought between wins. It's been 6 years and 3 months for Hadwin. There's been some big droughts broken this season, including some 7+ year droughts for Chris Kirk at the Honda and Emiliano Grillo at the Charles Schwab. Hadwin trying to add his name to that list, and Colt How's the lie here?
Average, I would say. 194. Doesn't seem to be phased by the moment, though. Was asking about the Morgan Wallen concert coming up 18.
He certainly asked the right person.
This one came out very low. Little right of it.
Okay, didn't get into the longer grass. That is still makeable. That is still makeable. Chipping back uphill.
Morikawa waiting and watching as Fowler needs birdie here at 18.
Ball sitting down just a little bit in this first cut. That from 149, fading right at it.
Oh, Fowler with a beauty.
That's how you respond, Trevor.
What a golf shot from Rickie Fowler. And the crowds are going nuts.
Fowler delivers when he had to have it, and now that to get to 24 under in Detroit. Another look at the approach from Fowler, and Trevor, he benefited from being in that first cut.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Looked like it took some of the spin off.
And the reaction from this gallery, which has been just incredible all week, especially today. And how about Hadwin looking back? Yeah, game on.
Fowler hasn't made a birdie since the 7th hole, but he's come up big here with that approach.
Now Hadwin with a chance to get to 25 under.
And Andrew, it's sitting down a little bit, but it's extremely slow coming up this hill, so you got to make sure you keep your speed up.
All right, this is for the win here.
Can he provide a Nick Taylor moment? Comes up short. So Morikawa has left the dining area and out to the range, getting ready for a playoff with Hadwin and maybe Fowler. First playoff hole is this one, 18.
But Trevor, what a moment walking up 18. The entire place chanting Rickie.
Yeah, for the last hour, this 18th hole has just been lined with people. Awesome atmosphere. And they've been treated to a number of great shots and putts. So both of these guys with a chance to get in the playoff being iced here with Pendrith going first.
For birdie to shoot even par.
For the second year in a row in the final group.
He shot a 72 in the final round last year to finish in a tie for second, and a 73 today for Taylor Pendrith. Still in search of his first career win on the PGA Tour.
Trevor and Adam and Rickie both have to be pretty close to the same distance. Rickie kind of getting iced a little longer here.
I know I'd rather have Adam's putt. It's coming back up the hill. Touch of right to left.
For a spot in the playoff. Yes. At least two will continue on. Hadwin and Morikawa. Will Fowler join them?
Oh, we know how firm Rickie likes to hit these short putts, Colt. This needs to hit the middle.
Yeah, he cannot get this outside the hole with the speed he likes to hit them at.
It's a great angle to not only see the crowd, but the left to right break.
He needed birdie, and he has birdie. And a three-man playoff coming up between Fowler, Morikawa, and Hadwin. His first birdie since back at the 7th hole. Morikawa with a 64 today. Fowler a 68. Hadwin 67. But it's a clean slate as they get set to play the first playoff hole, which is number 18. Another look at the shot and the roar for Rickie. And then the putt just outside 3 feet to get to 24 under par. Great stuff here in Detroit. And we're not done. Bonus golf coming your way. A three-man playoff. Morikawa, Fowler, and Hadwin. It's coming up next on CBS. The only other time the Rocket Mortgage Classic had a playoff was 2021. That was also a three-man playoff, with Cam Davis prevailing over Troy Merritt and Joaquin Niemann. And now Fowler is making the walk back to 18 alongside Hadwin.
Oh, we'll get a better feel with Mark and Colt down there, but it just seems to me like this crowd is urging Fowler to get this win.
Trevor, Adam Hadwin and Collin Morikawa are going to feel like the Ohio State Buckeyes playing in the big house.
I think you're right.
This place is all about Rickie Fowler right now.
Despite the early tee times because of forecasted thunderstorms and rain on and off throughout the day, look at all the fans that are here in Detroit for the Rocket Mortgage Classic.
Yeah, they are showing out. It's awesome.
Fowler, a Rocket Mortgage ambassador. He has played in this event each and every year of its existence. The best he's finished was a tie for 12th back in 2020. So the first playoff hole will be 18, and if it extends to a second playoff hole, it'll be the par 3 15th hole.
1, 2, 3, 4. 8, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is Mike on check. 1, 2,
A look behind the 18th green with all the fans lined ready to watch this playoff between Morikawa, Fowler, and Hadwin. Fowler's first 2 career wins were in playoffs, the Wells Fargo and the Players. And Morikawa's second career win was in a playoff over Justin Thomas at the 2020 Workday. For Hadwin, it's the first time in his PGA Tour career that he has appeared in a playoff.
Adam.
Nice to meet you as well.
Congrats on being here, man.
Thank you for your support this week.
Let's have some fun.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Phil Emerson, who was with us earlier on our broadcast, the interim CEO of Rocket Mortgage Companies.
What a finish they're getting here.
So Collin was first in, so he will go first, then followed by you, Rickie, and then he'll be last, Adam. So we'll play 18 once. We're under time pressures. Play 18 once. If we'll need to continue, we'll go to 15, and then we'll see after that. We've got about a 30-minute window before this weather. All right. Good luck.
That was Stephen Cox. You heard him say we're expecting some lightning in the area in about 30 minutes from now.
Same line, yeah.
Collin has driven it on a string, didn't miss a fairway in regulation play here this Sunday. Mark is going to be down there with him.
Well, Travers, he was just staying loose, clipped a few lob wedges, hit a few 8-irons, and just one drive, and that drive was high and slightly fading. Just like that.
Should be money.
Big start to the playoff for Morikawa. Now Fowler.
Oh, they're pointing right.
Right.
I wonder how much the tee shot in regulation was in his mind there, where he hit a little bit of a lower draw, got away with it. That is miles to the right.
That is amongst the people. This a bullet draw. Absolutely perfect.
So Hadwin and Morikawa in the fairway on the first playoff hole, but Fowler, after his tee shot at 18 a short time ago, is a little bit left. Now way off to the right. We'll see what type of lie Rickie has here at the Rocket Mortgage Classic. Colt, Rickie has a pretty good lie here off to the right.
The lie is really good, but I believe he is going to take a drop from some casual water. So this will be a interesting minute or so here to figure out where he wants to drop this and if the lie is going to be as good.
I'm sure he'll take a good look around at what the turf looks like and try and find a good spot.
Yeah, for the most part, Trevor, pretty much all this rough where he's at is trampled down.
The other two in perfect position.
You can see he's got a good angle to the green. He's not blocked out by the stands on the right, which a little further right would have been the case.
I think he got away with that big time, Trevor.
For sure. It was a pretty big flare out, but because of that, it's right where all the crowds had trampled everything down rather than the thicker stuff in front of the bunker.
Yeah, nothing in his way. Got him at 188.
All right, Trevor, what's the play from this angle?
Well, he's got to continue to stay aggressive. You know, the other two players are in perfect position. They're going to have a 9-iron or a wedge. You got to be thinking to yourself, one, if not both of them, is going to make a birdie. So he's just got to go straight at it here. You know, par is probably not going to get you anywhere. That's the mindset, at least.
That's right one. If anything, you got just a touch of help. You can see the flags there, okay? Cool. Hit your shot. Nice and quiet, please. Thank you.
Tell you what, this is on a really nice line. What a golf shot.
Get up there, it will. What a shot from Fowler, again on 18.
And left himself in a position where he's going to be putting back up the hill.
Now Hadwin is ready to go.
Yeah, this crowd's still going nuts, but he's not wasting any time. 9-iron from 163. This too looks really good.
Oh, and it is with the spin though. You got to be careful.
And that's the difference between the fairway and the rough there. And he's going to give Fowler a read.
Gosh,
It was all over it, though. What a great swing. I mean, is this any fun right here?
What does Morikawa learn from that shot?
Oh, he's going to learn. He's got to take some spin off this 9-iron. He's 25 yards closer than he was in regulation. He's carving this in there on a beautiful line.
Oh, too much. Gosh, just 1 yard. If that ball had stayed on the short stuff, it would have spun all the way down to the hole.
It looked like he was walking after it. He thought it was spot on, and instead just a touch too far. So Fowler from the right rough delivers a beauty.
And what a game this is. After the tee shots, Morikawa is in the driver's seat, so to speak, and you're worried about Fowler. Now all of a sudden the roles completely reversed.
I mean, what just happened?
Great look at the strike there, just came out perfect.
This is an incredible scene, and all with the backdrop of knowing that at some point in the not too distant future there's some bad storms hovering around. So you got all these fans who came out early, stayed through the rain, being treated to a playoff, which if it continues on to a second playoff hole, who knows what will happen with the weather.
I mean, this season just continues to deliver with amazing finishes. Been fortunate to be sitting up in this chair watching over the 18th green and seeing some incredible things happen here in 2023.
This is what we were saying as Morikawa was walking up. Wow, still can't believe it.
I mean, he's literally a foot from being inside of 5 feet. Mark, this shot kind of reminds me of the shot he had back at 17.
Yeah, and he hit that one pretty well. He just dumped it on the green and the slope took care of the rest. But the slope here, Trev, is significantly steeper.
Is Hadwin going to go first?
Like Hadwin's away.
And Trevor, I think he was shocked too with how much that 9-iron spun. But this one is going to be very slow, moving to his right. Got to make sure you stay down through it, give it plenty of pace.
Yeah, shot link says he's 4 inches farther away than Morikawa. Breaking right.
For birdie. Good line. Oh, just misses.
Boy, he had a good putt there.
And Rickie got in there quick and got a nice look at that. Look at Rickie.
How about this play for Morikawa now?
Well, where he is, the grass is really dense and obviously moist from the rains. Only has to move it, 2, maybe 3 feet in the air. Gravity's got the rest. He did read this like a putt.
Yeah, it's going to not have too much break to it. Caught it right on top of the club face. Hit underneath it.
So Fowler has a putt for the win.
12 feet.
It's been 4 years, 4 months, and 29 days since Rickie Fowler won on the PGA Tour, going back to the 2019 WM Phoenix Open.
Trevor, he's got a great idea. It's just outside the hole on the left.
Mm-hmm.
to the winner's circle. Since his last win on Super Bowl Sunday in 2019, he's since become married to his wife Allison and became a father to his daughter Maya. His 6th career win on the PGA Tour, and you can hear how popular that victory is here in Detroit. Fowler goes up to 8th in the FedEx Cup standings, and Fowler has his family there, and Amanda's there as well.
All right, we're going to let the Fowlers celebrate just a little bit. But, Rickie, it's been 4 years and 4 months since this victory. A lot of hard times, a perfect baby in between. What does this one mean to you?
It's hard to really put it all into words. Obviously, a lot of good stuff this year, and been playing some really good golf. So I knew it was just a matter of time with how I've been playing. And, yeah, I've had a couple tough weekends where I've had a chance, and US Open didn't get it done, but at the end of the day, getting to hold her and hang with Maya, my wife, yeah, winning's great, but there's a lot more to life than that.
Tough times only make you stronger. Congratulations on this victory. You too, Maya.
This concludes the PGA Tour's final round coverage of the Rocket Mortgage Classic from Detroit Golf Club in Detroit, Michigan.